Keralam political pattern. Keralam's politics has always been presented as a straight contest. Two fronts, two ideologies, two sides that claim to stand in complete opposition. On one side, the Left Democratic Front. On the other side, the Congress-led United Democratic Front. Election after election, this binary is reinforced through speeches, campaigns, and carefully constructed narratives. But politics is not defined by what is said on stage. It is defined by what happens when power is actually at stake. And when you look closely at those moments, a different pattern begins to emerge. Because across elections, local bodies, and political decisions, there are repeated instances where rivalry seems to give way to strategy. This is not entirely new. Between 2004 and 2009, left parties supported a Congress-led government at the centre. That period was not defined by confrontation, but by cooperation, even during major controversies. And what we see in Keralam today appears to reflect that same layered relationship, only in a more subtle and localized form. Take local body politics. In Pattanamthitta's Ayarur Panchayat, during the 2025 elections, the BJP emerged as a single largest party, but it did not take power. Instead, members of the LDF and UDF aligned in a way that kept the BJP out. The numbers were not the issue. The decision was. A similar pattern played out in Alappuzha's Thiruvanvandur Panchayat. Once again, the BJP-led bloc had the numbers, but power shifted elsewhere, through coordination, not competition. Now, these are not isolated cases. They point to a recurring instinct. When a third force begins to rise, rivalry appears to recede. Even assembly elections reflect similar signals. In Nemam in 2021, both fronts focused less on defeating each other and more on defeating the BJP. In Manjeswaram, razor-thin margins, just 89 votes in 2016, 745 in 2021, raised questions about how votes consolidate in critical seats. Individually, these may seem like normal electoral outcomes, but together, they begin to form a pattern. And it's not just about elections. On major national issues like the Citizenship Amendment Act, NRC, Uniform Civil Code, National Education Policy, both fronts have often taken similar positions. Even on sensitive state matters, their responses have frequently aligned. The ideological divide starts to look less rigid and more calibrated. Governance tells a similar story. Under the LDF, there have been concerns from pending dues in healthcare to infrastructure failures and corruption allegations. But the UDF's record does not present a sharp contrast. From irregularities in healthcare systems to infrastructure failures like the Palarivattam flyover collapse, the issues appear strikingly similar. And beyond individual governments, the larger pattern persists. High unemployment, recurring corruption allegations, gaps in healthcare, waste management challenges, water supply issues. These are not problems tied to one regime. They cut across political cycles. Even the political culture reflects continuity. Dynasty politics exists on both sides. Public funds are used extensively for promotion. Promises on policy, land, liquor often remain unfulfilled. And allegations of favoritism and backdoor appointments surface across governments. So, what does this tell us? That Keralam's politics may not be a simple contest between two opposing forces, but something more layered, a system where competition exists, but within limits, where two dominant fronts alternate in power while preserving a broader political structure. And that leads to the core question. Is the rivalry as absolute as it is projected? Or is it, at times, a managed contest where coordination steps in when the balance of power is threatened? What remains is a more complex political reality, one where rivalry is visible, but understanding operates quietly in the background. And that may be the real story of Kerala politics today.